Wooting has been making a name for themselves in the Hall effect keyboard market for a few years now, but one keyboard also helped establish them as a champion of modular and customizable Hall effect keyboards, and that is the 60HE. It originally came out a couple of years ago, but since then, Wooting has released the 60HE Plus module and the separate Alumaze case for it, adding premium elements to the original 60HE. Let's take a closer look and see if it's still a top choice for gaming and how it works for daily use. Before we dive in, I want to mention that Wooting sent me the 60HE Plus for the purpose of reviewing it. I was not paid to make this video, and Wooting has no input on my review. I do have an affiliate link in the description for you if you're interested in picking up the 60HE Plus and you'd like to support this channel. I recently reviewed the 80HE from Wooting and thoroughly enjoyed using it. Now it's time to take a look at its smaller sibling, the 60HE, but things are a little more complicated here. The 80HE is a more recent release, and Wooting offers it in pre-built options with both ABS and zinc alloy cases. The 60HE is available in a pre-built model which has a steel plate and an ABS case, but there is also the 60HE Plus module that can be used with many different 60% keyboard cases that have a tray mount, including the Alumaze aluminum case from Wooting, which is what we have here. As far as the HE60 versus the Plus, it's really just an updated PCB assembly which is compatible with screw-in stabilizers. However, when it comes to the pre-built version versus buying the module and putting it into your own separate case, we have differences there too. The 60HE Plus pre-built includes a steel plate and plate-mounted stabilizers, even though the PCB is compatible with screw-in stabilizers. The 60HE Plus module, which is just the PCB assembly with no case or switches or keycaps, that includes a polycarbonate plate and screw-in stabilizers already installed. It also includes silicone standoff rings. All right, so now that we've covered those differences, let's cover the remaining features and specs of the 60HE Plus in this case, and then we'll do our sound test and we'll talk pros and cons. The Wooting 60HE is a 60% keyboard with 61 keys and is available in ANSI and ISO layouts. Our test unit was assembled from the 60HE Plus module and the Alumaze case from Wooting. The module includes a polycarbonate plate, screw-in PCB-mounted stabilizers, a silicone pad between the PCB and plate, an optional Poron foam if you want to swap it out with the silicone, and one EPDM foam for the case bottom. The backlighting is north-facing RGB, which is fully customizable in the Wootility web app. The Alumaze case is constructed from 5052 aluminum and includes a brass-colored accent, Wooting strap attachment, and tray mount standoffs. The USB connection is in the top left to align with the 60HE Plus module. The dimensions are 305 by 107 millimeters with a front height of 21 millimeters and a rear height of 28.5 millimeters without the keycaps, and that is with the flatter silicone feet installed. The weight of the case itself is 575 grams, and the total weight of my completed 60HE is 895 grams or 1.9 pounds. The case includes silicone feet with a second set that provide a higher typing angle. Connectivity is wired only, and Wooting does not advertise the polling rate of the 60HE, instead stating that the latency is around 1 millisecond with tachyon mode enabled, or around 2 milliseconds with that mode disabled. I finished the assembly with a set of Lecker L45 V2 switches, but you can also choose the L60 V2 if you prefer a heavier weight. The 45s have a starting force of 30 gram and a finishing or bottom out force of 45 gram. The keycaps on mine are Wooting Shine Through PBT in an OEM profile in the white color option. The 60HE is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux and has 4 customizable profiles with settings controlled by the Wootility web app. We'll dive into all the customization options in just a minute. The total pricing depends on how you buy the 60HE. The pre-built model is priced at $174.99 US, while the 60HE Plus module is $139.99 US, and the Alumaze case is $119.99 US. But you can get discounted pricing on the case, switches, and keycaps by ordering them at the same time as the module. All right, now let's get into some pros and cons for the 60HE Plus and the Alumaze case. As always, we'll start with some pros here, and we're gonna start with the same couple of pros that we talked about for the 80HE, and that has to do with the raw performance and the customization that you get here. Wooting is still kind of a step above a lot of competitors when it comes to both raw performance and customization. Now, while it is still a strong pro in favor of the 60HE Plus compared to the market in general, the raw performance isn't exactly the same as the 80HE. Ratings.com has tested both the original 60HE and the 80HE, and the single key latency result they observed was 1.8 milliseconds for the 60HE with tachyon mode enabled, which maximizes performance. Now with the 80HE in tachyon mode, they got a result of 0.4 milliseconds. So it seems the 80HE has Wooting's latest and best performance engineering. However, even though 1.8 milliseconds is no longer on the cutting edge of what's possible for Hall effect keyboards, it's still nothing to sneeze at. Latency of less than 2 milliseconds puts you in the category of elite gaming keyboards. So the 60HE still holds up in 2025, and the performance is more than enough for most users, certainly any casual gamers. This is plenty. This is more than you need as far as latency performance. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the customization, because that is another strong pro that we have here. The 60HE Plus is compatible with Wootility, the web app version 4, and the beta version 5. I'm sure version 5 non-beta will be available at some point if you're watching this video in the future, but it works with both versions right now. This allows you to remap the key layers in your profiles, adjust the RGB lighting, and of course you've got all of the Hall effect custom settings. You can save up to 4 separate profiles that you switch between with key commands or using the app. Of course, you can adjust the actuation point of the switches, and with these L45 V2 switches, I found that I like to set a lower actuation point than I do with their L60 V2s because these are a lighter weight. Now by default, there's also a rapid trigger profile for gaming, which has rapid trigger turned on, and you can further customize the rapid trigger settings with the same actuation and reset point, or you can set separate ones. Then we have the more complex features, including Rappy Snappy, Snappy Tappy, Dynamic Keystroke, Mod Tap, and Toggle Key. The naming of these features varies a little bit between manufacturers, but all of these features have to do with how an individual key or multiple keys behave based on how you set them up. We're not going to go through all of them because that would take a very long time, but Rappy Snappy takes advantage of the analog ability to detect which of 2 keys is pressed down further in order to determine which one is being transmitted to the computer. And Snappy Tappy is the somewhat controversial feature that has been banned by some online games. When you set up Snappy Tappy for 2 keys, you have a few options, but that includes last key priority, and that will transmit the key that you pressed last of the 2 that you select. So you don't have to let the other key go, and that's what enables things like rapid left and right strafing movements in online games, and that's why there's a little bit of a concern of an unfair advantage there. But when you're playing single player games or not online, you certainly can take advantage of that. Dynamic Keystroke allows you to select an individual key and have it input different strokes at different actuation and reset points, basically inputting a string of keys with a single press. And you can actually have the key held throughout the travel if you want to as well. All of these features are fairly simple to control in the Wootility app. Some of the terminology might be a little confusing if you're new to it, but using the software, I think they've executed it well. It's a step above some competitors in terms of its usability. Now, Wootility also lets you know if there's a firmware update available for the keyboard and makes it very simple to just push that firmware to the keyboard without having to do multi-step plugging it in, unplugging it, holding keys down, all of that type of stuff. You don't have to worry about it. You just flash the firmware using the web app and it's good to go. Now let's stick with the Wootility app for just a second, talk about the RGB backlighting as a separate pro here. The north-facing LEDs do a great job illuminating the shine-through legends on these keycaps. Just like the 80HE, they seem to be brighter than some competitors when they're at 100% especially. Now you can have both a base backlight setup and an effect when you press the keys working at the same time. You do have per key control and multiple built-in effects to choose from, or you can make your own. The next pro is that the 60HE Plus has many options when it comes to how you can configure it, and this is in a little different place than the 80HE was because this has been out longer. While it might be a little confusing at first, I do think it's a positive that you can choose from the pre-built option or go with the module and then pick your own case. Because it's a 60% tray mount PCB assembly, there are several third-party cases out there that will work. Wooting even has a page on their site that I'll link to in the description where they've included a list of cases that are compatible with the 60HE Plus module. Of course, you still have all of the mods and customization that you can do in any keyboard, but it's also cool that you have a lot of case options. Now specifically, the Alumaze case. I have to say overall, it's very nice. We're still in the pros. We haven't moved into neutral yet, so I'm not really talking about design here. I'm talking about build quality. The machining and the coating are nice. The weight certainly adds a premium feel to the 60HE, and it was very easy to assemble with the module because it's mostly assembled. We're just talking about attaching it to the standoffs and deciding what foam you want in the case. Overall, the look is very nice and clean. I do like that it comes in multiple color options as well. I think that is a pro because sometimes it's like white, black, or silver, and that's it. Continuing with a couple more pros, while I haven't had the plate-mounted stabilizers in the pre-built 60HE, I can say these screw-in stabilizers in the 60HE Plus module are quite nice. I believe they're made by Gatoron, and the stabilizer has just a little teeny touch of some rattle on the space bar, but some extra lubing should solve that, no issue. The others have no issues whatsoever and required no additional lubing or adjustment from me. So overall, nice stabilizers. Wooting's OEM shine through PBT keycaps are also nice quality with great PBT texture to them. I really like the texture they have. Now, a couple of the legends here are just slightly off-centered compared to others, but you really have to be looking for it to notice. You can see in the close-ups that the alignment is just slightly different on a couple of them. But again, I think you really have to be looking for it to notice it in daily use. All right, the last two pros I have here are the same things I mentioned for the 80HE, and one is compatibility. For the 60HE Plus, you have broad compatibility here for layouts. You can get it with ANSI or ISO layouts, and Wooting offers ISO keycaps in several languages. You also have Windows, Mac, and Linux compatibility using the Wootility web app, and you can use the 60HE Plus with gaming consoles by switching the N key rollover to 6 key rollover. And finally, we have the warranty. While many keyboard manufacturers offer a 1-year warranty, Wooting offers a 4-year warranty for everything except the backlighting, which has a 2-year warranty. So even the backlighting has a double what sort of the industry norm is for a warranty, which is great. All right, now let's move into the neutral category where we talk about things that are just very subjective and could be a pro or con depending on your point of view. First up, we have the sound and feel. I really had no choice but to put this in the neutral category, not only because they are very subjective, but because of all the different configuration possibilities you have with the 60HE. There's just a wide range of sound and even feel to some degree that you can get depending on how you put it together. I can only comment on the sound and feel of my exact build, which is the 60HE Plus module and the Alumaze case. Now the sound here is higher pitched than the 80HE with the ABS case version. Now, of course, you have modding potential here to adjust the sound, but if you just assemble it the exact way I did, you'll get this kind of middle of the road sound. It's not super deep, it's not super high pitched and clacky, it's also not super loud. But again, if you get the pre-built version, which has an ABS case and a steel plate, you're gonna get different sound than this. And if you assemble it with a totally different case, or if you choose to do different foams, all of that's gonna be a factor in how it sounds. Now the feel with the tray mount here is as firm as you would imagine. These silicone standoff rings don't really add flex or anything, they just help with the excess vibration as far as the sound goes. But the 60HE Plus module is also compatible with a friction fit mount, which would have a softer feel than using standoff, so you can always go in that direction if you want to. Another neutral thing here is the design of the Alumaze case, which I hope I'm saying that name of it correctly. There's nothing super controversial here in terms of design choices. There is a brass colored accent. This is the only thing that is the same color on all of the cases. The case color, of course, changes, but this accent is the same color for all of the other options. And of course, with multiple other third-party case options out there, you're not stuck with this case if it's not your favorite. But in terms of design, the only thing that's maybe just a touch different about this case compared to other aluminum cases on the market is it does come with a set of silicone feet that will change the typing angle. Usually with aluminum cases like this, you don't get to change the typing angle, it just is what it is. Probably the biggest neutral factor with the 60HE is the 60% layout itself. You either love it or it just doesn't work for you. If you're not wanting to have to own multiple keyboards for different purposes and you do lots of productivity work, 60% may not be your favorite. And I say that because I do lots of productivity work throughout the week, and it's not my favorite. The lack of arrow keys and nav keys and even a simple delete key means that all day I have to access the function layer for very basic entries. And for me personally, that gets old pretty quick. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy typing on the 60HE, because when I'm just writing without really needing to navigate, it's quite enjoyable and it takes up very little space on your desk. Another thing I'm gonna put here in the neutral category is the Mac OS compatibility out of the box. This is not a big deal at all, but I do want to mention it. While the 60HE Plus, it works totally fine on Mac OS. There's no compatibility issue. There's no default Mac mode for the proper modifier keys. So if you're a Mac user all the time, you'd want to go into Utility and remap those modifier keys for Mac in all of your profiles, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you use both Windows and Mac like I do, I use Windows for work and Mac for everything personal, then you can just use a profile to contain your different modifier keys, switch between the profiles when you switch between computers. All right, let's talk about a couple of cons for the 60HE Plus. And these are actually both things I also said about the 80HE. Let's start with macros. The 60HE Plus does not offer macros in the firmware, meaning you cannot create and map macros to the keyboard and have it retain them in your profiles. Now, Wooting does have a software solution for macros that they call Wootimation, but it's currently only available on Windows and Linux, and the thing is, it's software that has to be running in order for your macros to work. So that doesn't help you in situations with employer-owned computers where you're not allowed to install third-party software, which is exactly my situation with my work computer. I can't install anything on that computer, so I just can't have macros. Now, competitors like Newfie's Halo 65HE offer all the Hall effect customization and high performance, but they also allow you to create and save macros directly in the firmware, so it's transferable from one computer to the next. Now, Wooting did comment on my review of the 80HE and said that they are working on a different type of solution that would bring macros into Wootility and run them as a background service, which would improve the functionality, especially if it becomes available on Mac OS in addition to Windows and Linux. But for now, I do still see this as a downside with the 60HE and the 80HE. The only other real con, as I mentioned, has to do with kind of the pricing and figuring out if it's worth the price to you, because the pre-built version comes in at a price of $174, which to me is on the high side for a plastic keyboard that doesn't have adjustable typing angles or the ability to do firmware macros. This build with the module and Alumaze case comes out at $269 US with the switches and the keycaps. And while it certainly is more premium feeling because of the solid aluminum case, we're getting near $300 here for a 60% keyboard, and that may not be your only keyboard if you need a larger layout for productivity. So basically, again, what I'm saying here is to get this level of well-done physical build, along with extensive customization and excellent raw performance, you're gonna pay for it. There are options out there that have similar raw performance, like the Newfie Halo 65HE I mentioned earlier. That offers a slightly more useful daily productivity layout. You still get a ton of customization, you get firmware macros, and it's a combo aluminum and plastic case, but it's $99. If you're looking to dip your toe into the Hall effect water, then a more wallet-friendly option like that could be a good idea. However, if you are all in on HE and you want top-tier performance along with a variety of build options, and you don't require firmware macros, then Wooting has a great option for you here. And don't forget, you've got the 80HE available if you prefer that more spacious layout. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of the 60HE Plus, and if you picked one up for yourself, let me know how you built it out and how you're liking it. And while you're here, why not check out one of my other videos? I know you'll enjoy it. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.